Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be showing you guys what some of the brand new DLC cars in the Grand Theft Auto Online importing and exporting DLC might just look like in Grand Theft Auto 5. So while Rockstar has only officially teased 3 vehicles, thanks to some leaks, we do know a handful of the vehicles that are going to be coming in this update, and that has allowed me to kind of show you guys what some of them will look like if they are added into Grand Theft Auto Online. We're going to be taking a look at some of them today. Obviously, we don't have the chance to go over all of them, mainly because some of the mods don't exist, but I will leave links to all of them in the description. So if you want to check them out for yourself in-game, you can as well. But of course, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into this and let's get it started. So one of the cars found on the list was the Truffade Niro, and a lot of people are assuming this is going to be the bigger, badder brother of the Adder in-game, and in real life, we knew that as the Bugatti Chiron or Chiron. I suck with that pronunciation, as you guys know, but this is what this menacing Truffade vehicle looks like. Now, this mod is pretty spectacular. As you guys can see, it is super detailed on the inside here, very detailed on the outside as well, and this is just an absolute beautiful car. Now, one of my favorite features about this car, well, this mod in general, is the retractable spoiler that it actually has here, very similar to the way the Progen T20 works in game, and that was one of the things I was kind of disappointed with in the Adder, is the fact that it didn't have a spoiler. So I'm hoping that if the Niro is this car, that it will have this super neat retractable spoiler on the back of it as well. That would be so cool. I have a feeling this is going to be one of the best vehicles in the game, and since we are looking at the fact that this could be a Benny's vehicle, there is a ton of potential here at what this ultimately could be. So this is one of the vehicles that looks to be coming up in this update, the Truffade Niro, or as we like to call it in real life, the Bugatti Chiron. So do you guys remember the blue car that was sitting up on that lift on this first screenshot? Well, that's what these two cars are right here. It's sort of a mix between the Lamborghini Huracan and the Lamborghini Asterion, and those are the two vehicles that are essentially make up that one car that can be seen in that screenshot. Now, as always, when we make videos like this, Rockstar typically don't design their vehicles after just one real-life equivalent. They typically like to take ideas and features from unique and individual style of cars, but as you can see, the rear here really does look like that car on the lift, and it even looks more so like it if we turn it into this blue color right here. So those are going to be the two vehicles that Rockstar have kind of made into that one car. We know it's going to be of the Pegassi family, and we know it's going to be called the Tempest as well, which is super cool. So I'm very, very excited about that. These two Lamborghini vehicles right there that will probably be combined into one to really create an ultimate looking vehicle. And I hope it has as cool of an interior as this. That would be super neat as well. So those are two vehicles that we know are pretty much going to be coming into the game. Let's move on and check out another one right now. Now, when I was going back to edit this video, I noticed two things. Number one, I forgot to show you the photo, and this is the blue car I'm talking about. I'm assuming that most of you guys caught on to what vehicle I was referring to, but just in case you had no clue this screenshot existed, this is what it was. And I also noticed that I kind of left out a vehicle it could be based off of, and that is the Lamborghini Centenario. Now, the Centenario is a little bit more futuristic in terms of its look than what I've seen here, but according to many that study cars and know these vehicles, that it does take some elements from the Centenario. So this kind of reinforces the fact that this is what Rockstar do. They take elements from multiple different vehicles to make them into the cars that we see and that they create in Grand Theft Auto 5. Just wanted to clear that up before we move on. Now, another one of the rumored vehicles in this update is the Jin Italia GT2, which comes from the Progen family, and because of that, we know it's likely to be based off of McLaren roots, and one of the rumored vehicles that this could have been based off of is the McLaren 675 LT, or 650 LT, depending on which model you have. So this is a Spider version or a Roadster version, and I'm not sure if Rockstar would do that, would make a Roadster version of a supercar, but you get the idea. It looks like we're going to be getting another Progen vehicle in the game, which is so cool because currently the only one we have right now is the T20, and I know ever since Rockstar added that way over a year ago in Ill Gotten Gains Part 2 that people have been requesting that another one should be added into the game. And I think we are finally going to be getting our wish here, as McLarens are some of the most menacing vehicles on the road right now in real life. So I am so hyped for this. I think this one is going to be my favorite. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it's just as awesome as it sounds. And if it is anything like this mod that we're looking at right now, it has the potential to be pretty amazing. Now, as I was going back to edit this video, I noticed that I forgot the Progen Tyrus. That is another Progen vehicle that has been added into the game, but the point still remains that we haven't received many of these amazing vehicles in Grand Theft Auto Online yet. All right, guys, the next vehicle we're going to be looking at today is the R34 Skyline. That's right. This is one of the rumored vehicles, and honestly, I know that this has so many people hyped. This has been one of the most highly requested cars of all time, probably due to its fame and success as one of the best cars in the Fast and Furious franchise. But just in general, it's an awesome car, just an older style Nissan GTR, as you guys can see here. So this is going to be the R34 Skyline. If this is added into the game, it would be absolutely incredible. In fact, the version we've got right now actually has the driver's seat on the right side, which is really interesting. When I was playing around with this earlier before making this video, I was like, whoa, this is kind of a unique and odd thing to do, driving on the right side. I'm obviously from America, where we drive on the left, but this car is beautiful. And as you can see here, as we're falling down in slow motion, this just looks so cool. I know, once again, this is going to be one of the most highly requested cars of all time. And the fact that we're finally getting a new NIS vehicle, another Elegy, is really exciting too. So that was the R34 Skyline. Another one of the rumored vehicles that was on the list was the Dubache Spectre. And I thought that this was going to be a version of a James Bond car that we might see in the game. So there's a ton of Aston Martins you can choose from, DB9, DB10, DB11. This one is the DBS. And I don't know, to me, this kind of just reminds me of like the perfect James Bond car. And I would imagine Rockstar called it the Spectre for a reason. We know how they like to do their puns and their jokes and their references to real world and, you know, pop culture. So I would imagine that that's what they were going for here. And honestly, I love that. I think the Dubache Aston Martin brand is perfect and would be so awesome for a DLC like this. Not that it reminds me of stuff James Bond did, but I think that the kind of theme is really cool and would be perfect for Rockstar to add a vehicle like that as well. So that is super awesome. And if this indeed is one of the vehicles added into the game, I know it's going to be very special and loved by so many James Bond fans and Grand Theft Auto Online players in general. All right, and as far as vehicles we can look at in game, what we've got here is a version of the ramp car. Now, I know this is a little bit rough, but it actually does use the right vehicle. The Dune Buggy is going to be the ramp car, and let's see what happens when we get up to these vehicles. And just as expected, they get moved right out of the way with this ramp car. Like, don't mind me coming through. So I think this is going to be one of the funniest vehicles that Rockstar could have added into the game. And you can see this is just a really rough mod right here, but you can see sort of the effect it has not only on people, but cars as well. So I think that, yes, the ramp car does have the potential to be one of the best of all time in Grand Theft Auto Online. We're really just going to have to see how Rockstar will execute it and how something like this will work and its impact on other vehicles. But I thought that was pretty awesome, and I think that's going to be one of the best vehicles in the game. Now, showing you guys some of the other ones, unfortunately, there weren't really too many great working mods for some of the other vehicles that we know of. One of those vehicles is the orange car that can be seen in this screenshot right here. And this is actually based off of the Jaguar XJ220 and the CX75. Now, as I mentioned, there wasn't too many great mods for this. I can only show you what the photos really would look like of it in game. So I do apologize for that, but this is going to be, I think, one of the best vehicles in the game. And I believe it's called the Ocelot Penetrator as well, which is kind of a funny name. So that's going to be one car right there. Another car we saw that's going to exist is going to be the Amphibious Technical. And there was one mod of this, but again, I couldn't really get it to work. I'm not really too sure why that was happening, but you can see this is not a technical, but it is a truck that is buoyant on both land and water and has the ability to go from both seamlessly. So I wonder how this is going to work. We have like an amphibious plane with the Dodo seaplane, but I don't know how it's going to work with other vehicles. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how Rockstar go about doing this. And finally, last but not least, one of the rumored cars is the Knight Rider, which is supposed to be the Ruiner 2000. And this is sort of what people have done creating this in-game as well. creating their own sort of Knight Rider style vehicle. So in case you've never seen what it looks like or what you think it's going to look like in game, this is it right here, the Knight Rider in some way, shape, or form. I think the firepower and tech of this vehicle is definitely going to be the thing that makes it the most interesting, but this, in my opinion, is going to be so cool. So really, that's all the vehicles that I wanted to show off for you guys in this video today. Hopefully, this gave you a better idea of what you can expect coming forward in the next couple days or so, or whenever Rockstar decide to release this update. I think all these cars are cool. Me personally, I'm looking forward to the Trifade Niro the most. That's got me probably the most hyped, but I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What's got you the most hyped out of all the vehicles we've seen so far? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy the video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.